I'm just going to say right now, Colby Covington is done. It's over. I don't even want to say it, but it's true. He's done. You cannot lose like that many times in a row, and now fight a guy who, is what, number 6, 7, 8 in the rankings, or just dropped down from heavyweight. I don't even know if he's currently in the rankings. I mean, now he probably is after that win. He has to be. But, it's one thing to lose like that in title fights. It's another thing to lose like that against guys who, are not title, or are not number one contenders and are not champions. That looked really, really, really bad for Colby. I mean, really bad. Like, his next fight, he needs to smoke the guy. And the only people I really see him smoking at this point are guys who are nowhere in the top 5, probably not even in the top 10. I have to look at the matchups, but the next guy he fights, he needs to put a beat down on. And I just, I don't know if there's anyone in the top 10 he can do that to. I really don't. I think that Colby has not evolved his style. I think that his skill level is still at the same that it was when he fought, Damian Maia, potentially worse. I think that he doesn't have good fundamentals. You look at the way he throws punches. His hips and his shoulders are not behind it whatsoever. Sometimes he's balanced, but he throws like arm punches constantly. They're slow. There's no power behind them. There's snap. He doesn't have good timing. He doesn't really set anything up or know how to feint. Doesn't have combinations. He doesn't have any sort of game plan to, really finish his opponent or know what he's doing. If his sporadic takedowns don't work, he seems to get lost. I mean, apparently he's injured again in this fight. Apparently something with his leg or his ankle or whatever it is. But when you perform like that against Joaquin Buckley, who is not a bad fighter, could potentially be champion someday. I don't think so right now, but someday, you never know. And you have a performance like that against someone who's not a number 1 or number 2 contender, it looks bad. And Colby did look bad. So, I hear he's not at MMA Masters anymore. I hear he's kind of doing his own thing. I don't know what the hell that was. Having Chael Sonnen in his corner. I don't know what that was. Chael's a terrible corner. He's probably would be a terrible coach. His YouTube channel is failing compared to what it was because he just posts wild takes that oftentimes don't make any sense, and people I think have caught on to it and are kind of sick of him. Chael literally gave the worst advice to Colby. Said nothing beneficial, nothing positive as his corner. I don't know if that was strictly for promotion or if Chael was actually coaching him. I have no idea. But, and then the delusional stuff that Chael said in the back, that he was like, he doesn't count that as a loss, and Colby did great, and that, Colby just put on a hell of a fight, and that, coming off 2 weeks notice, so it didn't count, it didn't matter. That just, Colby just put on a phenomenal fight, and that was all that matters. Just the most delusional stuff ever. So I rewatched the fight, and yeah, he was not, like, if that fight, yes, it was a bad stoppage, don't get me wrong. Should never have a female as a doctor, ever, in the UFC. It's ridiculous. She literally was like, well, his eyebrow looks bad. Let's stop it. Like, F that B. Seriously. I'm trying not to cuss on YouTube, but F that B. That's ridiculous. We don't need soccer moms and, I don't know, real estate assistants as UFC doctors. That was ridiculous. So he could have continued, was going to lose his eyebrow. You could see the cut after. I mean, yeah, it didn't look good, but it didn't look like he was going to lose his eyelid or anything like that. So absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I watched the fight back again, and he was going to get smoked. He was going to get smoked throughout that entire fight, if not potentially finished. The knockdown that happened wasn't like a real knockdown. He actually threw a kick and it was off balance. That's another thing too. Why is Colby throwing kicks? He's not good at kicking at all. And his kicks are very slow. and oftentimes you can see him coming. He threw a kick, and he was out of position, and Joaquin came with a counter and basically hit his glove and knocked him off balance. So it wasn't like a true knockdown, but he was getting beaten in that fight bad, with big body shots, big shots to the head, zero defense, has zero defensive prowess or skill or intelligence or understanding. Just getting hit left and right, backing out of the pocket with his hands down, his jaw wide up in the air, just sitting there, getting cracked, not doing anything, waiting to counter. When there's no counter, he would end up taking 3-4 hard punches, just having no idea where he was in the fight. Seemed to get baited into a brawl, too. Disappointing, man. Very disappointing. And, yeah, it really sucks. It really does suck. So, I don't know what's next for Colby from here, but unless he has like a complete game turnaround or gets a new coach that can really keep him disciplined, he's screwed. Like, that's it for Colby Covington. That's it. He's done. He looked terrible, you know? And, like, honestly, he looked the same way he normally looks. It's just he fought a guy who has better skills than him. I mean, he literally did almost nothing to him in the wrestling. Think about how embarrassing that is. Joaquin, I think, is dropping down from 185, and this was his first fight back, I believe. And probably, realistically, he'd probably be ranked number 6 or 7. I don't know if he took Colby's spot or not. A guy who's not a champion, not a number 1, 2, or 3 contender. Again, maybe he is after that, but even then, his skill level probably isn't even that high to be a number 3 or 2 contender. Did that to him. I mean, he's done, bro. Someone explain to me in the comments how Colby isn't done. How is he going to make a comeback? He's going to have to get with a coach who's going to have to teach him a solid system, obsess over his fundamentals, actually teach him how to properly strike, and also too how to. I mean, he has some decent wrestling. He has no jiu-jitsu. He has no ability to keep a guy down. Even when he goes for submissions, they're very unintelligent. He just jumps to him. He doesn't secure a position. He doesn't know how to adjust. He almost tries to power through them. Like, he's done, bro. He's, 36? But that's the, that's what it is. Survival of the fittest. That's the nature of a sport like the UFC. That's any sport, but especially the UFC. It's just that the downfall or you not being able to compete is very evident and vicious, far more than other sports. So, I think Colby's done, man. I think Colby's done. Bad fundamentals, bad technique, very little ability to adjust or follow a game plan or change game plans in the middle of a fight to secure a victory. I think Colby's done. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. My name's Angelo. This is The Art of Violence. Till next time.